Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. We're gonna do it one more time. We'll do it one more time because I think they're still in the process of moving all of the dashboards around. So I got I got my dashboard set up. I was getting all happy. I was like, oh, okay, let's go. Let's get on the new links. Let's get on the new rooms. Let's do it. But then yeah, I found out I guess not everybody's completely set up yet. So if you're not set up with the new dashboard, if you just want to maybe pop they're probably going to be working on it today. Well, they're definitely going to be working on it today, and then maybe during by like Saturday, something like that. If you don't have access to the new dashboard, if you would just want to shoot Martha a message, support@reallifetrading.com. Just shoot her a ping, shoot her a Slack message, just be like, hey, just checking. I want to make sure I'm set up correctly, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. But Apple earnings yesterday, they were actually okay. I mean, it wasn't bad earnings. It wasn't. I wouldn't consider it great earnings. But the bar, and I don't know if Santilla's in the house. Yeah, Santilla's in the house. Santilla, did you end up playing those calls? We're talking about the Apple. What should we do? How are we feeling? And I was like, I think this bar is set a little bit too low. I think everybody was just looking for absolute trash on Apple, where I think we had more of an upside than a downside to it. Like I think the market would be like, if they came in, they missed. I think the market would be like, yeah, maybe we drop a little bit or don't move that much, because it's like, well, we're expecting bad, and they're still Apple. They're not going out of business. It's in my long term. I'm not going to sell it. It is what it is. But to the upside, everybody was expecting that mindset. If they came out with anything good, and they had some beats, and that was all right. The biggest thing for Apple is they also came back with a $110 billion buyback program. So that's the largest buyback program in the history of the stock market. So that kind of helps. I think they raised the dividend by about 4% as well. So that helps as well. All those things are going to add to it. And then they also said the China phone sales have been not bad. There's still demand for it. They're still selling, and then they had some good forward outlook. So entire market first moves on that. And then there was some other earnings out there as well. We'll get to some of those too, but relatively market held it together. So all good there. And then we have the unemployment numbers coming in this morning, non-farm payrolls, and the unemployment rate went up a little bit. So again, not good for people without jobs, but great for the economy in terms of inflation. So that's going to help the Jerome Powell case. And then the hourly wages did come in slightly light. So both numbers fairly good for again. We got to separate the economy from what we want Jerome Powell to do, and that's exactly what we're doing. So for Jerome Powell's case, yeah, that's a little bit of a positivity. So not too bad on that front. We got the SPY, beautiful looking gap up. So this one is a retest gap, right? We have a retest gap in here. By the way, mic is good. Everyone can hear me today. I'm not, just let me know if I start fading in and out. I'm back to the old microphone, and I refuse to touch any wires. So nothing has changed again from the settings. Maybe we get lucky today. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then if I have to, we'll switch back to the Mac. But just the laptop microphone built in standard. It's an Apple, so we'll be talking about Apple a lot today, I guess. We got the SPY, beautiful gap up again. So this is a retest gap from yesterday. But I'm loving the fact that we're above this VPOC. I'm loving the fact that we're above this VPOC. So all good there. Could we get a little bit of profit taking right at open? I think so. I think we get a little bit of a retest. Question is to where. So I'm thinking maybe if we get a pullback, and we could dive in on smaller time frames, see if this already happened. But if we get a retest, I'm not looking for a big one. I'm looking for a 509.74. I am fading in and out. Come on, no way, no way. I don't know. Let me know if it gets too crazy, whatever. And then I'll just throw out the whole everything and buy some new stuff for the week. I guess I don't know what else to do. We got but yeah, looking for maybe like a 509.74 pullback, so something not too crazy. If this holds, like if we hold this one, we get back above it. Quieter, but not much, not as much as before. I'm gonna have to watch my own like YouTube recordings, I guess. But then it's like one of those things like you hear yourself like in a video and you're like, I don't really like to hear myself talk. One of those things. To the higher side, I got about 514. We got a lot of room on the market in a bullish case. We're above all moving averages, so that looks great. Qs were actually, at least in terms of futures, we're gapping more, pushing higher, which Apple makes sense. All tech was kind of extra bullish, even more so than the SPY. And beautiful looking gap right over that last little pivot. Again, yesterday was a retest gap, so there's some people profitable at open. I wouldn't put it past the market to get a little bit of a pullback at open, but I'm not looking again for anything too crazy. 432.39, maybe we could hold that. If we start to break it, see if we could hold into this like 431.72, 431.33. I'm expecting a very quick pullback, a little bit of profit taking. Otherwise, I don't have a choice but to be bullish today. That's how I'm gonna have to play it. Maybe some traps at open. The opening could get a little tough. Otherwise, targets for the Qs could take us back to 437.94. Let's look real quick at the weekly. I mean, the weekly is looking. Again, this is going to be now a green candle, providing that we do stay bullish. And then running into like 438, 437. We got plenty of room to kind of continue this path up higher. So, and again, this market is based. I mean, you can look at the technicals all you want in this market, and to some extent, I mean, they're still playing out, but following that overall trend of what the market's looking for, and that's all macro news. It's all Jerome Powell. It's all earnings. It's, well, some of it's earnings, but it's all interest rates hikes, lowering where we're at, stagflation. There's no stag. There's no inflation. The market is pushing bullish, right? And that's the direction I still want to lean in for probably most of my trades until I see something really different about the macro. Besides, like, hey, this is we've gone up 4 or 5 months in a row, so a little pullback here and there is fine. And we've gone so far that those pullbacks seem like, okay, is this the end now? Like this is a big move. TLT bonds finally joining the party, so they're loving it a little bit too. They're getting a nice little boost. And I think that probably has a lot to do with the Fed just kind of buying back, saying that they're going to be buying back and reducing their balance sheets. So TLT, this could be bottom-ish for TLT. We'll see. I didn't realize, but TLT does have a dividend too. TLT dividend. I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, they got a 3.96% divvy too. I didn't know that until like 2 days ago. I didn't even think to check. Win says added TLT yesterday, 88.61. Beautiful, yeah. Yeah, not bad. And if we get back to where we were pre-COVID, pre everything, I mean, there's still a lot of potential asset growth as opposed to just divvies on that one. So not bad. That could also look like an inverted head and shoulders if this plays out long enough. We start getting above some of those key metrics. So not bad. Amgen, Apple. Let's go to Apple first, since all eyes on Apple. In terms of volume, we're at the very high end range. The next spot up, I got 186.03. Getting past that, we can see a 188.31. This is a pretty massive gap for Apple. Again, where does a company that has money deliver value to investors? Right? And they have good cash flow. The other thing they have is just absolute ton of cash, like a lot of cash sitting on the bank, which as a investor, you get part of the bank account cash too. But how do I really deliver rewards? If I got some money coming in the door, there's only really three things I could do with it. One is pay down debt. They don't really have debt, right? They got more cash than they have debt. So you can't really do much of that. You got dividends. Apple does pay dividends, not huge, but they pay dividends. And then the third thing is to buy back shares. right? Those are the three things because the less shares out there, the more valuable that your shares are. That drives up price. Dividends are good if they typically like they're like, hey, I can't figure out or reinvest back into the business, right? Reinvest. So it's really four things. Dividends are good, but that's just money out the door for the company. Hey, here's a little gift for you. Fantastic. So I know I love divvies. I don't mind either one. This one will increase the asset price. The buyback increases the asset price. This one makes you as an investor feel a little good about yourself, and you're like, hey, I invested $100,000 into Apple, and I'm getting a little bit back, right? And then reinvest means, hey, let's figure out the next technology. This one they definitely have to do. I think a lot of investors are waiting on this one. What's the next big product? And Apple's already set their own standards of, hey, we created the iPhone, we got the Macs, we got the tablets, we got all this cool stuff. All right, well, what's the next one? We can't wait. We can't wait. 10 calls and Apple is life changing money today, Santilla says. Yeah, those are going to pay. I think historically, Apple, the most it's really moved over the last like 2 decades has been about 5% on earnings. And this is a bigger move. So those ones, and we were looking at those. I was like, these are kind of like cheap. These calls, I don't know. Calls and puts were a little bit on the cheaper side, but yeah, they don't. Apple typically doesn't move that much, and this is a really nice beat for it. So in terms of trading though, let's see. My only hesitation to trading this in general today is I like it bullish, and it's already moved bullish like a lot. So, like we just said, for Apple, this is a big move. So, do we want some profit taking on this one? I think, longer term perspective, and I do own shares of Apple, so full disclosure, but I'm holding. I'm not selling. I still like it. I don't even care if we come all the way back down. It's in the long term. I'm not worried about the day to day, quarter to quarter type action. It's more about, do I see continued growth from Apple? Do I think that they go out of business in 10 years? So a lot of questions are kind of already checked off the box of like, yeah, it's a hold for me. Increase the divvy, that's fine. It's not gonna, I mean, it is what it is. But um to the higher side, maybe the max move today, we could get this 188.20. That's what I'm eyeing down. We will see. And then we have support, small support 184.57. The next bigger one probably takes us to this 182.50 zone, somewhere into that location. But I probably won't trade Apple today. I'll let Apple do its thing. We could probably find some bigger gaps, but we'll see. Amgen. Nope, that's not Amgen. That's not it at all. AMGN. I don't even know what I was typing. Yep, good gap here on earnings. So good beat earnings per share. They did miss on the revenue side of things. See, they also have some news. Healthcare stocks pre-market. They were up 12% after companies Q1 adjusted earnings beat market expectations as sales jumped from a year ago. I thought they also had some news too, but I guess not. I don't know what the forecast was. I don't like the revenue miss portion of things. But again, here's another company that is, I mean, longer term trend. We scroll back, bullish, right? So longer term, very, very bullish. They're down quite a lot. Nice little bounce off that 200. Good spot for people to try to buy the dip on it. So you will have some of these people profitable today. You're getting very close to the all-time highs, which that comes in somewhere around 327.32. I don't think we hit that today. We're gonna hit some resistance if we go bullish from here. Probably about 319. So if this thing wants to take off, you have about 313. So you got about $5 to the higher side from here versus maybe a pullback. And so you have a little bit better risk reward actually to the downside. I don't know if I'd want to play it though. Where are we on terms of monthly candles? Oh no. That monthly candle looks insane with volume. Oh no. I don't want to be a bear. AMGN. Oh no, the monthly might get me on this one. Uh, that looks crazy. Gotta get that one higher. So yeah, maybe a small pullback, like a tiny bit. I guess. I mean, we're not that we're taking out. I mean, we're taking out the opening price of that candle, so we still have this wick. I mean, really good day. Get up there. There's not much resistance in the way whatsoever on a monthly. Oh, that monthly might get me. Hmm. And we at least have $5 to the high side. And again, probably, yeah. I'm going to be looking for a red high wave candle. I'm going to need a smaller setup on this one. That's my only, yeah. You just witnessed FOMO in real time, I think, on that one. I was like, nah. Because there is all these guys profitable, but taking out that monthly candle and that month, this drop had a heck of a lot of volume on it. $5 to the upside. I still need a smaller setup, so we'll leave it on the list. We'll see. Let's see what else we got. We got Nvidia. Says Corey. Nvidia. Santil says, do you think to buy Apple Granite stock or not AAPU? I'm confused about I think every word and then in that sentence, and then if like you combine them, I'm even more confused. Do you think to buy Apple Granite stock? I don't know what Apple Granite stock is. And then you said or not part of. Yeah, if you want to just re-ask that question. Oh, Granite shares? Oh, talking about the ETF. I see. I don't know too much about the ETF. Here's the thing with the ETFs. I think there's a time and a place for ETFs. I don't hate ETFs. I'd rather own the actual asset itself. I don't want to deal with the fees, and you get a little bit more selective on what you own. A lot of ETFs, you come in, you own a little basket of stocks, things like that. The ETF is probably more. It's cheaper to own a lot of times, but I think for a person who is not familiar with long term investing, somebody that doesn't really know too much about the stock market, ETFs are a great option because you get that basket, right? You're going to get that basket in there where it's like, okay, by buying this ETF, I'm usually a little bit more diversified to some extent. I got somebody else kind of managing the asset, managing the positions in and out of it, and I don't mind it. But you're still gonna pay a fee. It's not free. They're gonna want to get paid for their service. So ETFs do have that fees on it. I'd rather own the actual asset. I'll just buy it, especially in commission free world. It costs me nothing to make the transaction, buy and hold type situation. But so yeah, I don't mind ETFs. I like them, especially if you dollar cost average on them. But if you're following the market every day, you kind of understand what's happening. You could understand like their balance sheets. I personally prefer just owning the stock for me, but I do understand the ETF, the excitements on it. It's like mini mutual funds in a small way. Nvidia, beautiful looking gap up. Also a mini retest gap. I would like to see a little bit of a pullback at open. So give me like a small little pullback, not much, maybe down to like 872.43. To the higher side, we start running into a little bit of trouble up here. We got the next stop 888.79 and then back to like 899.69. Mm, I'm fading again. Why? All right, time to switch it back to the can world. We're going to USB webcam. No, that won't make any sense. All right. I think we're back to the MacBook Pro one. Better? Everyone happy now? You're gonna have to deal with the can sound. That's what.
Just it's like I'm just talking to you on the highway with the windows down, driving 60 miles an hour. That's it. But yeah, I'll have to look into I don't know, maybe it's the XLR. Something's happening with it though. Joe says doesn't sound too canny. Okay. All right. Because as soon as I switched it yesterday, everyone's like, now you sound like you're in a can. And then I'm like, what, like the toilet? Or like a bean can? Like where am I at? But yeah, so we got Nvidia. Nvidia looks good. I'd still want to be bullish on it. Give it a couple of minutes at open. We'll see. Let's see. I saw a couple other ones. ETFs. Let's take a look at Coin. So Coin actually had a massive beat. Coin was really, really good in terms of earnings. They've already come back, I think, kind of with the rest of the market. So we'll see what that one wants to bring. But otherwise, oh, no, you're gonna time me out. My broker's trying to kick me out of the account. No, I need you at open, guy. I need you at the morning bell. Log me back in. All right. Into a little resistance. So again, their earnings were actually phenomenal. They crushed it. And I think maybe it was Miguel was asking like, hey, how come coin beats and they're going down? Like it's not that doesn't make sense. And I agree. But it was also up 10% or just under 10%. It was like 9% on this day alone. So it's kind of like they almost made their earnings move right before earnings happen. And then even from that, we're getting from like a 198 all the way up to here. So again, it's they were expected to have earnings. And if you guys remember, I know it's like 3 months ago, but crypto was going crazy, right? From January till March and beyond, even. I mean, really started selling, I guess, in April. But yeah, Bitcoin was exploding, crypto was exploding, everything was going crazy. They're going to make a lot of money. Now, you already have the first month of this quarter kind of coming down on crypto. So you're probably going to get less transactions, less transaction fees, and the outlook might not be as like good. And hey, we've made a crap ton of money on the market, right? So expectations were a little bit higher. People were expecting it, but they did crush it. They no two ways about it. They beat by 282%. They came in with a surprise beat of $3.24. They're expecting 1.15, so absolutely crushed it. Reported a 1.63 billion, so they were estimated to get a 1.36. I don't hate it. Like as a long-term investor, if they could keep those numbers, but very, very dependent on what Bitcoin is doing, what the crypto market's doing. So we'll have to see on this one. In terms of gaps today, uh, looking decent actually at open. It is looking kind of decent. You have a little bit of resistance right where we're opening, and then 234.78. If we get past that, then yeah, we're probably looking back to this thing. I don't want probably looking back to like 244, 244.63, something like that. Lou says bring the computer on the cruise. I will. You already know it's coming with me. I'm not gonna be hosting the rooms for that week, but we'll be trading a little, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. See, I got the unlimited Wi-Fi package. I don't trust. Which I even told Stephen King. I was like, man, I'll do the rooms from the cruise. I don't care. Like I got the Wi-Fi. Then I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't really trust just because you get Wi-Fi doesn't mean it's good Wi-Fi. And you guys are already unhappy about my microphone when I do have good Wi-Fi. So I don't know. TNDM. There's a pretty decent looking gap. Beat by 14% earnings per share. Revenue crushing it by 18 million to the surprise upside. We are above a really good volume zone. Most of this market, and I don't know what the short float is, TNDM, Binviz, TNDM. Otherwise, it is opening in a good location. It's got all that volume behind us. Short float 14%. That could get nutty. All right, we getting some new tickers on the screen today. Good short float, really good location. Next stop, probably about $45. But we do have some resistance ahead of us. So I would like a pullback on this one. I don't know if I get it. I even with the 14%, I don't think I want to be the first one in this one, just because we do have a lot here. Maybe if we get a pullback down to like the 40-70 zone, I'll even start looking maybe like 41.53. So wait for a little pullback. You got the alcohol package. I got that one too. Yeah. So this way I can get unlimited drinks while I trade on my unlimited internet. I think you have to though. You have to. Miguel says I don't understand how they dropped on such a massive beat. It wasn't even close to 250% beat. I don't know. Give me 250 on trade. Yeah, well, they did rally back. We needed the help with the market, but we made it. We did it. We made it. All right, let me see if there's any other tickers out there. I saw a couple. We got Disney, DIS. Did they didn't report yet, right? No, they're coming up. Yeah, so they have earnings coming out on the 7th, so Tuesday of next week. Right into a little bit of resistance. We also have the 20-day EMA right in front of us. This is a retest gap. I would expect probably a little bit of fade, and I would assume, I mean, unless people are getting a little bullish on it prior to the earnings, which we've seen time and time again, but where you get that little buy up into expecting like, hey, yeah, we're gonna get some good fun times. Um, I'd still remain bullish on it, but at open, probably see if we can wait a little bit, see if we get a little pullback first. Um, AAPU buy 1,000 shares. AAPU. Does that mean you already bought 1,000 shares? You're looking to buy 1,000? You telling me I gotta buy 1,000? What's the deal with the 1,000 shares? But yeah, nice move on this one. Directly to Apple, obviously. So already starting to bounce bullish. Guess what, YouTube? We're gonna run it up. We'll stay on YouTube as long as you guys hit the like and subscribe button. That's it. That's all I ask. You know, it's a value deal. It's a good trade off, I think. Let me just move some things in my positions. Today's the third, right? Oh, 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 oh. Maybe, maybe. Okay. Microsoft, I've been watching as well. I think that has potential good move. Anything above 402, I still kind of like. Square. Yep, Square had earnings. Probably does the same thing as PayPal. Same thing as SoFi, where you kind of get that little drop, but this is support that's kind of coming into now. So starts to break down that pre-market support. Maybe find a green candle under it. And I think that one will fade. Let's see. Let me get my trading view screen on here as well. I forgot since I got YouTube still running, I gotta get it down here. Okay. And don't need FinViz. Cool. Let me know if you guys are in anything. I'm gonna be probably a tad to the slow side today. Apple. It's like almost tweezer tops. Yeah, I really don't want to fade it, but it's probably a fade. Let's get some Amgen. Squares coming down a little bit. DraftKings pulling back. AMGN. U looks not bad. Amgen's still going. I don't know which one I want to move on my screen. Coin pulling back a little bit. Unity Software. Let me see that one on TradingView. Yep, Amgen, nice little pop. Yeah, actually, you know what? Unity Software looks pretty good. Just waiting for it to load the volume zones. Yeah, I kind of like Unity, to be honest. We've already moved quite a little bit. That's a pretty fantastic gap, though. So if I want to set it up, it'd be getting it about here. Otherwise, I could wait another candle or two so we get a little pullback somewhere. Exxon Mobil dropping like a rock. Drop it like it's hot. With the stocks and the bonds, ma. Drop it like it's hot. Yep, they're getting crushed. They're actually into a was almost a perfect 30-minute squeeze. The daily, yeah, besides the moving averages. Exxon Mobil getting clapped a little bit. Amgen. Let me roll back to that one real quick. AMGN. We kind of hit that resistance that we were talking about. So I'm gonna leave that one. ALB rolling again, positive in the account. Nah, stop it. April Fools? Is it? Is it? Oh, it's May. We came in April Fools. That's crazy. But yeah, okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Microsoft, I kind of like this one. 403.29. Man, I'm gonna be slow. 403.29. I don't know where to throw stops. 401.42. I need 405.53. That's doable. SPY kind of coming down a little bit. Such a big move pre-market. Let's see what else is moving in the account. I kind of feel like I just want to give the market like 15 minutes, but then I'm like, I know who I am, and that's impossible. Baba, that one's kind of chilling. Disney's up a little bit. GEO's up 0.87. Coles 1.3. MPW's up 5% today. That's good. We got the softy. Oh, Realty's up 1%. Palantir's up 2.4. That's not bad. Plug is up 7.5. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Rivian, that's up 3.5. Okay. Even SoFi is up 2%. That's good. And Tesla, that one's up 1.4. WPD, I was trying to build out a long-term position on it. I've got 1 month in there. And that's already up 5% on me. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Unity software, maybe if we want to play this one. I just don't know how much this market wants to pull back first. That's the biggest red flag for me. And then we got 2502, 25.02, 401. What am I talking about? This would be a nice tight setup. 24.78. I don't know if I trust it. It's 24.78. Google faded back. GOGL. Yep, so that was a retest gap. We're retesting. Let me see that one on the other screen. Yep, squares up 7%. That's all earnings though. Um, Google, yeah, we're at the high of yesterday. I don't have my actual VPOC until 165.52, so I'm curious if that one wants to come down a little bit further. Another dollar. Yeah, I was just about to pull up Snow because we were looking at Unity. Snow, if Snow has a good day, Unity usually does too. Let me see how that one looks. That's a gap and go as well. So far, a failed gap and go. It did open into a little bit of resistance. Where would I want if this is gonna pull back as opposed to go, where should that spot be? We got a good bounce off 159.81. The next stop below that one would probably take me to 159.32. But you do have a good high wave candle. 160.75. Market's still below. Let's see, 160. Straight down here, 160.73, I think I said. Yeah, all these things are. Maybe go with 159.20, 159.20. Get to 162.56. A personal day trade SNOW 160.73 by 159.20. I'll try it. Kind of like it. I'll throw it into YouTube as well. Paste, get that into, again, not a recommendation, just my trade. Day trade account. There we go. Paste. Snow can be a little slow mover though. That I don't love. Okay, stop limit. 160.73, 160.73. Google, Tenny May bearish. Yeah, it's just a range for me on that one. So I'm looking for some kind of support about a dollar under. Right around, yeah. We're getting close, I think, to that support. And we've already had one, two, three, four, five red candles in a row. And I'm not exactly bearish on this market. In fact, I don't think I'm bearish at all, ever. Come to think of it. I'm just realizing that now. Tesla may be putting in a bullish candle. Let me see Tesla on the other chart. Ooh, Tesla could look good. Tessie could look good. We got a lot of room on that one. Still inside day from yesterday, but we're looking for like a 184.70. Where are we at now? 182. Hmm. Microsoft was a good one if we could have got it, but we'd be almost hitting that 1.2 already. Yeah, Tesla doesn't look like it wants to close up there, but it does have that red high wave candle. So that could be playable too at open. Amgen, nice little hammer on that one. So a little double bottom. It's up a lot. It kind of already ran into its resistance. And so far faded. This could be a 3-bar reversal, like a little hammerish almost 3-bar open on SPY, which would be interesting. So for that to activate, we got to get to like 511.48 though. Otherwise, yeah, Microsoft's still looking decent. Hmm. Microsoft was actually going kind of crazy. Just waiting. The only thing I got set up so far is snow. We ain't got the dip off of Google. Okay. It's a good high wave. I like it. I'm not opposed. SPY is still looking really good, like it's trying. Broke the first one to the downside, so there's some sharp bears. Yeah, so there's two things I want to see because it kind of got to my target, like my bounce spot, but not really. Still one below it. And then we're also kind of below where that little pre-market support was 167.16. So there's two things to watch out for, that's all. Otherwise looks good. Mm. And it was a retest gap that did retest the open of yesterday as well. So let's see. 10 made to the bear side on Coinbase. And there's probably a lot of confused people in that one. Did I get triggered in the snow? I'm in on snow, so I just got filled there. Get my stops out. I guess I'll be rolling for the 1.2. See what we can get. Let me see what that is. Stop. What did we say? 159.20. All right, so I got my stop out. Let me just map this one out real quick. Oh, I didn't even know we had numbers coming out. We have PMI coming out as well. Let's see, where's my setup? There we go. All right, let me just map this out and then I'll put this chart into Slack. I don't know why, but I feel like snow is always a tough one. They don't do anything correctly, which means I probably shouldn't play it, but 160.73. This is bullish. Okay. Stop on this one. SPY is kind of breaking out a little bit, so that looks good. 159.20. We did give ourselves a little bit of room on that one, so we might, if we get any continuation, get that one a little higher. And then targets on this one is, let's see, what's a 1.2? 162.57. Target 162.57. Target, okay. Just double check that is correct. 162.57. Perfect. All right, cool. Let me share this image in Slack. So that's what I'm in so far. Let me know if anybody else took that one with me. Just so I know who's in. And then let me know if you guys learned anything else as well. It's also put on Unity. But yeah, for Google, I wouldn't mind joining you. I mean, I hope this thing kind of just runs up, but I wouldn't mind joining you if we get one more kind of little pullback. The fact that the market is running bullish, that's a good sign for you, though. I snooze like Trump in court. For the snow trade, there's still time. Hey, you can probably still get in. We're pretty much. You can probably sort of stop limit now and almost play it as a almost 10 EMA ish. Luce says, I'm not in snow. I got sidetracked with Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. I mean, Amazon's going to move a lot more too. Like, it's got better follow through usually. You have on snow, you got a little bit of a spread on that one, and then also lighter volume, which makes it a little bit tougher usually. But if it wants to go, it could go. Nvidia looks good, so that's almost we said like 888 was target on that one. Coinbase, nice little S curve ish. Tesla's going, so whoever took Tessie, awesome. Kevin's in on that one with me. All right. We'll see, Kevin. We shall see. And we did say SPY actually has a lot of room to the higher side too. So even though this we're up a lot, it kind of feels a little dirty to me to be going long, but it is what it is. You know. It just depends on which one. That's it. Just depends. Balance here is looking good. 4% today. Yeah, for whatever reason, Unity software and snow. They always give me this stupid trap. In fact, so much so that I will probably be looking to move stops. Let's do that. Because this is the area I want to hold. So I'm not going to move it much, but I will move it to 159.45. 159.45. New stop on snow. Move that in the broker. Mm, 159.45. All right, so we still have a little bit of room on it, but we're not losing an R on the attempt. That candle on Google looks interesting. Win says I went in light on Google. I'm gonna go full position at 166 if it gets there. All right. And SPY did hit a new high, so that's good. Video's still going. And you got Amazon 186.55. 186.55. So somewhere right in there. You got your stop at 184.49. 184.49. All right, you got some space on that stop. That's good. I like. All right, all the way in on Google, full position. Position. And you got targets on your Google up to like 167.71. It's a doable spot. I do like it. It's just a retest gap. So this is the retest. Let me just see if we're at my zone on that one because maybe I could join you. I would like to be in a trade with you. Let's see. Daily charts. I still have VPOC at 165.57. I have to wait. I have to wait for me, my rules, but I hope it doesn't hit it. My people on YouTube land, you guys are real quiet today. What's going on, YouTube land? What's happening? I almost thought I stopped the stream there for a second. I was like, just slow on the commentary on that YouTube. Let's see. We got Spy trying to break new highs. New highs of the day. Amazon. I like that little pivot spot. That's good for you, Lucian. Microsoft 405. I had some calls on Microsoft, so I'm fully out now though. Lock some gainage. Mm, Nvidia still looks good. There's your 10 EMA on Tesla finally came in. I prefer this opening high wave candle to be honest, but you still got some room to I think we said like 188. You still got some room on that one. This Amazon looks terrific. Let me see if there's EMZN. Yeah, you got some room on that bad boy too. Target for me would be about 189.28 according to VPOX. I'm gonna get my stops, I think, a little higher on snow as well. So let's see where I can get that up to. Snow. So far, immediately not really doing what I want. Not yet, anyway. But it also gave us green candle right below VWAP. All right, I'm gonna get my stop to 159.68. 159.68 new stop on snow. Move that in the broker. And then if we could get if we could break out of this red candle, I'm probably going to throw stops maybe a little bit higher to like 159.76. We could probably even go like 159.92, somewhere in that zone. So 159.68. Let me move that on my charts. We got about a 0.7 R risk on the table. ALB? ALB reporting. ALB 130. What do we need? We need like $20 more? That's it? Oh, light work. Light work. Maybe eventually. 8 more months and we're golden. Maybe 16 more months. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. But I like the positivity. Christmas 2025. Yeah, that'd be a good gift. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a matter of time. It's just how much time. It's been a minute. It's been a chop fest. All right, let's see what else we got. MO doing good today. Oh, 2 cents. MPW up 6% today. That's wild. PayPal down 88 cents. Rude. What about DraftKings? DraftKings had good. I did like the DraftKings earnings. Not that I'm biased or anything. BK and G, but I like that they actually increased their EBITDA goals or targets or forecasts, whatever you want to call it. Microsoft's still going, so that looks good. The Meta works, META. A little bit trappy, but yeah. Yeah, right above that. Yeah, so taking that opening candle, if you went right under the candle, they actually bull trap you or bear trap you. Actually, bull trapped. You would have got triggered there to the bull. If you had a tight stop on this one, you would have got out and then it rips. But yeah, so entry probably above that candle. That's a nice double bottom. And with that support, I probably wouldn't have taken like support is just even that. Yeah, you get right underneath that bearish like opening pivot, and they would have stopped you on that one too. That was a good little trap on that. I like, I like it. That was a candle. They didn't make it easy, but it looks good. Tesla's still trying. That looks good. Coinbase. I got another 10 EMA to the bear side on coin. SMN says I'm in snow, not looking good. It's just consolidating. We got the stops up. We can't lose an R, so we'll take it. Worst case, we lose a little bit and then we look for something else. Google, but yeah, we'd like to see a little pop. It is a gap and go, so I want to be in the I do want to be in the bullish direction on it. Mm, that light volume stinks though. Google coming back down. Let's see, where was my potential entry on it? GOOGL. I might want to set up a blind entry on this one. Let's see, bullish entry there. Stop. We could probably get to yeah, they didn't quite get there. Now they're starting to bounce. You got some volume on that last one. That might be a decent breakout. SPY looks do we it's 10 a.m. Do we hit news? We might have had some news just come out. Things got some weird looking pops and drops. Oh, services PMI. Really, that's what's going to take the market down. We were doing so good bullish. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, nah. Everyone's going to go back to stagflation now. Stagflation's back. I think it's a temporary drop, if anything. Yep. So paid actual 59.2. Forecast was 55 previous. So yeah, that's light. I still kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like this Google trade. Looking for like a 165.52. Stop would be 164.73. I might take this one. Probably getting stopped on snow. Right at that entry now. 165.52 by 164.73. I kind of like this one. I don't know if I'm setting it up yet. I don't know if I should let the market kind of calm down a little. That's a good high wave candle. Very good. Worst case, interesting. Yeah, we're right at that support. SPY still coming down, volume is coming in. Google's gotta get saved here. If it doesn't, next location down in terms of volume would be 164. Out of Google, out where I'm trying to get in. The stock got me. I love when that happens. I love it. That's a lot of volume on the SPY. Think unwarranted. But yeah, like Miguel said, we hit the 50 SMA on the SPY right around 511.53. I like this buying zone a lot on Google though. That's a scary candle on SPY. Really just back down to that little opening support though. One 165.48. Let me see if I can set something up real quick. 165.50. Where would my stop go? 163.80. Yeah, let's do that one. A trade GOOGL 165.50 by 163.80. I'm in lower 65.28. I go 165.30. This is all just based off location, that's it. So up to you. We get good risk reward. Market would have to kind of collapse. Which could happen. I mean, that was some serious volume in that last candle. Now Snow's getting a hammer on. Great. Thank you, Snow. Appreciate you. But essentially, this is just me buying the dip. Since I am kind of coming in low, I might try to go for the 2Rs. Let's see what that would be though. 2Rs if I get filled. 168.30. Well, if the market wants to go bullish, then yeah. Otherwise, 167.10. That would throw me back to the positives for the day. 168.7. But then I'm already getting past that VWAP, so I'm gonna go for more than 1.2. SPY throwing in a 10 EMA to the bear side as well. Mm. Mhm. I mean, if this thing gives me a hammer, I mean, my stops are in a good spot just based on the daily chart. Still kind of need a lot to go through for like a bigger target. I could come in tighter. But if the market does want to give back a decent amount here, that won't look great. Hmm. I throw this one slack. Yeah. All right, we'll keep it open for the moment, just in case. I think the market's still got to settle out from that number. Rug pull, rug pull. Amazon kind of pulled back on that. And then my only other question on this Google trade, again, the location I like a lot. Oh man, you're right at that pre-market, or not pre-market, but you're at the last little pivot from over here on Google. Maybe people had some stops below that. They probably would have just got stopped. All right, I'll take the trade. I was gonna say the biggest issue now for me is what wave count. That I don't know. I don't know if this is a one, two, three. We got one more bounce. Got to wait for a double bottom potentially. Could make sense. But we'll see if we get filled. Otherwise, if I come in tighter on my actual stops, I'm just gonna need or my entry. My stop will probably be the same, 163.80. But if we sneak in with like a 164.79, I don't know if I'd hate it. Mm, Kind of depends on how Senny and May on the SPY plays out too. Um, Amazon's fighting back. And if I could get in here somewhere, that stop is gonna be too tight then. I'm gonna cancel Google for now. I'm gonna see if I can get a double bottom somewhere. Cancel Google for now. Yeah, we could have. Could have just took the flip on that one, just came in. But it was still a retest candle, so you're still kind of looking for some kind of a bounce. All right, let's see what we got. Oh man, Google kind of looking a little ugly. Yeah, it's gotta we gotta get some closes at like 164.07 or higher. See if they could do that. They're there now. Hmm. Mark was probably just looking for any reason to take some gains. Hmm. Let's check out Google on the RSI as well. Yeah, definitely oversold. So to me, this looks like a one, a two, three, or it sounds like a two. Yeah, you're not wrong, but we're oversold on the five. We're oversold again. It doesn't mean just to jump in long, but it probably means don't at least short here. We are almost oversold on the hourly or the 30-minute. Hourly, we're actually not even quite there yet. But this gives us a good chart. So let's see if we could do any fibs on this one. Oh yeah, we blew right through that 618. That 164.82 was essentially where I was looking for too. If we're gonna get a inverted head and shoulders, this would be a good spot to try to get that pop. Hmm. Nvidia is setting up for a bearish 10 EMA. The SPY did have a 10 EMA to the bear side. That would have triggered, and that would have been a little bit trappy so far. But we'll see if we get any follow through off that. Pure liquidity, yeah, sure, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, Brian says Google's the retest is that flip from a retest into the bearish engulfing. Again, there's a lot of time left in the day, so we'll see how this thing plays out. I would be expecting a little bit of a bounce, but right now, Google, yeah, getting a little intimidating. And some longer time frames, okay, maybe, but you're still not holding the 618. Mm, yeah, now it's almost to the point we gotta wait for that double bottom somewhere. Nvidia to the downside, maybe. Got the 10 EMA. We got Goolsby coming out speaking today too. Oh no, not that bear. That guy's a he's a he's a bear slash hawk mixed together in a lab somewhere. I've never seen that guy say one nice thing ever. Not even one. Spy is still trying to hang in there, although the location is not great. Google's attempting to figure out what a green candle is. I got Tesla also setting up with a bear 10 EMA. That was a lot of volume to the sell side on that thing. I don't love on SPY. And Microsoft looks like it's just S curving. It's having its own day. Lucian, are you still in yeah, your stop was pretty far away. You're probably still in Amazon. That one's holding up pretty decent. Yep, in with the original stop. Yeah. It's trading flat, but you at least got that higher low. And then if the market could shake off that volume, I mean, that would be insane. And at this point on Google, you're probably looking for now you're probably looking for like a 163.20. Let me see longer term. You still got 159.37 in there. Let's recreate this fib for a second. I don't really like where it's at, but this was the bigger move from earnings. Out of curiosity. Oh, now you're at the 618. We're not at the 618. We have one bounce there. All right, so let's see. We got 162.37. Let's see if there's another bounce spot for it. Hmm. It's all bearish on Google. Yeah, I mean massive run up. So just kind of retesting some of that. But let's see. We said 162 and change. See if it gets down there. All right, Nvidia, that's does have a bearish 10 EMA if we want to play it. It's still kind of holding, so we had that opening high wave candle, a little bit of a bear trap. We'd obviously have to start clearing some of those pivots if we are going to go bearish on Nvidia. But that could be a decent setup, especially if the market wants to be bearish. Hmm. And we got Tesla coming down a little. What did snow end up doing? No, yeah, it kind of came down. It's still not even that much. Unity software. That one came down a lot more. Microsoft's got a 10 EMA to the bull side. Okay. Uh, DKNG. That pretty big flip on that one. Maybe got a little support there. Coinbase. Let's see that one. Kind of in no man's land on Coinbase. Let's say volume it triggers him. So well, since we switched it over to the microphone in the computer, I haven't even seen one can sound comment. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. I don't know. But I do have to figure out what's going on with this microphone. Why this one doesn't want to cooperate. Make sure all the wires are tight. Where's this wire go to? Yeah, I don't even know. Like this random wire. This goes to nothing. USB. I wonder if I'd update that. I might do that. We'll see. Maybe that's better. I'll work on it another weekend. Got nothing to do. I got nothing to do while the market's closed. All right, Google's still fading a little bit. Um, again, we are oversold. We do know we have the 618 approaching shortly. One six. We also got the 10 EMA on a or that's a 9. Maybe I'll just take a stab at it. 162.97. Let me see what these numbers look like. Hold on one second. 162.97, which is just buying it off of the 10 EMA or the 618. We'll go a dollar. 161.97. If I take this trade, it's got to be 3 hours. Otherwise, why? 165.97? Okay, maybe. The entire market wants to move. I would be buying it as low as humanly possible. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. There's still probably one more wave in this thing too. Coinbase moving. We got Microsoft. Maybe double top on Microsoft, but it does look a little bit stronger. Amazon is still kind of hanging out with. You keep getting these high wave dojis on the SPY, but we're starting to break down. I think more of this retest of 507, 507.15. I think we have a little bit more room for this pullback. You would be triggered on Nvidia to the short side of things. Let me see the chart on Nvidia for the daily. Nvidia, all types of support. For Nvidia to really work out, we'd have to break through 870.34. I don't know how I feel about that one. AMD bearish. Oh, that's BFE. AMD. Yeah, if that starts to break down those tweezers, you look decent on that. See what else is happening in the market. Kind of waiting on this Google to come down because I feel like it is a little bit oversold. Mm, NetEase is running. Yeah, oil's getting killed. Today is International Take Your Profit Day on Google. Yeah, I would say the last 3 days would be a good. It's just been giving back everything on that crazy gap, which is very similar to what Microsoft did. That's why last couple of days I've been looking at Microsoft, and then yesterday I started getting some calls on it. It's very similar to Google, like great earnings. So that's still the story, and everything else is kind of just profit taking at this point. So I'm still pretty bullish on Google at this point, especially at a $20 discount from the earnings. We're so close, 162.57. But this to me now definitely looks a little more defined. Where I think this is our I don't think I have to buy it right at the line yet, but one, two, I think this is all three. We're oversold for come back down. If we make one new lower low, we would get triggered in at that 162.57 if we throw it out there. But Amazon getting a little pop. See what that one wants to do. Pop it like it's hot. And then even if you're going to play it, I mean, if you're going to play with options, you're going to go calls on Google. Even around this zone, I think if you give it some time, give it like 2 weeks, go a little higher on the strike, maybe 165. You're buying with shares, you're looking for like more of a position build. I don't think this is a horrible spot. As a day trade, though, you got to be a little more precise. That's why I was like, okay, we're getting close now. But at the moment, doesn't want to hold. I don't think we have to worry, get the FOMO yet. So I think we roll down one more time, either double bottom or we come in right into that 162.57 because that's the spot I'm really looking to hold. Um, you buying it back at 80%. I've covered calls on Google, 165. They don't want you to leave. No, that's good. That's good. Make the cover call, make the money on cover calls. Hopefully, you don't get called away. If you're profitable in those at the moment, which you might be with that last down move, I would take the gains on the cover calls and just resell it for next week for like 167. Might make an extra $200 per share, make an extra $2 per share, and then go from there. But plus the some more calls, more premium. But at this point, I might as well you probably just I want to take it on that green candle. See if you get that one more rollover, which I think we do get. Yeah, let them fight for your shares. Yeah, I'm seeing Goolsby supposed to be talking today, and he is being bearish. So I don't know. Market's still kind of hanging in there though. Nothing too crazy yet. Already did that from last week. Run it up, Joe. Keep running it up. Let's go. Keep on going. Centilla says Google puts. Uh, and Centilla's buying puts on Tesla and the SPY as well. I'm not sold that this is a bigger pullback yet. Although 512 was a zone on my SPY chart. So let me see. Ooh, this is interesting. Here's our pre-market discussion. Let's pull this one back. Pre-market discussion. We said if this thing pulls, like we kind of think is a retest gap. We had right into here was the zone we kind of want to hold. Right now, we're still holding that. We're still holding this. Kind of came back, tested this one. So even though it wasn't the first little pop up or the first like opening candle immediate sell, we actually got the pop up first. We're just really at that zone that we trying to hold. And then if we start breaking through here, yeah, it spells a little trouble. Because the next spot that I got down on my list would be a retrace back to 506.40. That would line up with some of those moving averages and puts us right to retest that kind of mini uptrend that we have as well. So we have to see what happens here. We're kind of at that key support. Otherwise, resistance, which we gapped above 510.49, so that's decent. It's kind of where I want to see this day almost close, but okay, if we do it on Monday, that's fine too. And then, so yeah, the next spot was really 513.95. So we didn't really get to my kind of next spot of what happens from here zone. No, I'm booted on snow. I'm pretty positive. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta stop that on snow. Smaller loss, nothing too crazy. So I will be looking to get in somewhere else. Really eyeing down to Google for today, just because we're approaching the zone. I still want a little bit lower, but we'll see. And then Tesla. Again, that this 618 is just from that pretty much retest, which we've already come back here once already. We did get a bounce, so that could strengthen that spot a little. Let's see though. Tesla, so Santilli, your puts on that one look like they're doing good. And SPY being frustratingly stubborn. Google rejected the 10. Microsoft is still in that little double top spot. Coinbase 10 EMA to the bull side. If you think you can break that VWAP, VWAP's pretty close. I like Google down here. Oh, I thought you meant like to go short here, but yeah. Yeah, so I got two spots of interest that I do find interesting here on Google. One, it is technically a retest gap. Actually, I got a bunch of things. RSI is still oversold on most time frames. I got the 618 approaching. That's right down here lower. And I got the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for that one more rollover, which might get us into where I'd like to build an entry. And then the real question I have is, do I just want to throw an entry at that number? And that might be a strong yes. Or we could wait, see if it comes back down there, gives us any kind of volume candle, something like that. So that's the other little bit more safer play. But this is a good bounce spot. And like I said too, if I mean with options, as long as you give yourself some time, you're gonna buy some calls down here. You can still wait for maybe a pullback, but this general zone down here is a good one. And then you got a bullish engulfing candle. Okay. I still think they get that one more pivot, but mhm, we shall see. We'll let the stock market provide. Or just V-shaped recoveries. Nobody gets in. I'll be like, ah, that Google. We watched it the whole time. Mm, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to take it though. If a 10 EMA bullish comes in on Google here, I don't think I want to take it just because now I'm already uh 50, I'm already $1.60 away from my target. Plus we got to get it above it. So we're probably about $2 away from where I really kind of want to enter. That's wide. And then I think if this is wave four, I really want to see that wave five come in. I really haven't seen it. Or even like a retest into probably 163.38, something like that would be okay. But yeah, yeah, I'd be concerned about Lake Five. Yeah, I agree. And full disclosure, if we get down to that 162, whether I could get a day trade or figure out how to get that setup in, I will go with some probably May 17th calls, probably 165 strikes, just as a little bit longer term, because I'm still bullish on the market and I'm still bullish on Google. I think most of this is just more of a pullback than anything. So I think just over the course of next week, I could probably get out of those for some profit, even if this is an absolute just sell off today. But we'll see what happens. Mm. Microsoft still looking very double topish. I don't know what's going on with Tessie. Nobody wants Tessie anymore, huh? DraftKings trying to put it in a bullish engulfing candle. That looks decent, actually. Wave count looks like a mess. One, two. I don't know if that's three. This little pivot's four or five. I would almost think we get a bounce and almost need that double bottom on that one. But you do have a bullish engulfing candle. You're holding that 42 zone. What about our boy ALB? Nah, don't even worry about it. Strongest stock in the market right now. It's a what dip? Mm-hmm. Plug still up there. So green energy is good. Crude's probably still coming down. Crude, yep, that one's coming down a bit. ExxonMobil double top, double top, double bottom. See, rig is up today too. Transocean. Nice pop for you on Amazon, Lucian. Looks good. Neo's been squeezed the last couple days. That's finally getting a little rest. BVD. Still up 1.64 on the day. Kind of want that to go back under 8. Paramount Global, that's up 2.7. Square consolidating a bit. Do I trust this wave count? That looks like a 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Again, is that 4 or 5? I think this is probably still all just consolidation. Maybe one more leg down on that one. PayPal straight drop. No bounce in there. Coinbase, if you're playing it bullish on that 10 EMA, you would get triggered. You still got that VWAP right there, approaching quickly. What about Shopify? Okay, Shop's up 350 today. 3.5%. Go back to Snow. Now it's finally getting the bounce. Snow is like one of those weird ones where it's like you look at it at the end of the day, you're like, oh, there's my target. That would have hit. But it takes you straight chop fest first. Some of the Chinese names. You got 47 cents positive on Baba, Baidu, PDB. That's still looking good. Back here. With it. What some of the other ones we're looking at pre-market? TNDM. Nice little pop at open and then just kind of fell flat. AMGN. Yep. That one again ran right to targets. Would have to be a pre-market breakout type play. Carvana's up another 3.8% today. That's squeeze is still happening. Dash is up a little bit. Okay. CVNA. That's a random course of events on that one. Pins. Down again today, but only by 7 cents. They've cooled it down a little bit. They cooled it down. Mm, Disney, maybe double bottom on Disney. Still on the VWAP. Probably like to see it closer. Hey, we're testing the highs yesterday. AMD is starting to get a break bullish. Coinbase, pretty crazy hammer. 225.99. Do I want to play it? 225.99. Let's see what the numbers are. 25.99. Got pretty good volume. Stop will be 221.27. All right, I'll go with it. Personal day trade, COIN, 225.99 by 221.27. If that candle stays red. It didn't. Still a good hammer. Still a decent hammer doge. Nah, I'm not gonna say coin. I'll wait. I would like that to be a little bit more red than that one was. NVDA. Mm, got a little bit of a bounce. Probably around here. I would say a little bit higher is going to be resistance. So back to like 885.50, something to that extent. Mm, Yep. Otherwise, I think waiting is a good approach right now. Wait and see. And I really like that Google. If we get that one more pivot down, maybe even a little consolidation. That's the one I really want. Everything else doesn't matter. Airbnb having a good day. Yeah, we had an Expedia report yesterday. I think we booking report. Both of them did, I think, pretty good. So Airbnb is probably a little sympathy off of um the travel. GEO flip, so that one came down. Three M is up a little bit. Nvidia. All right, so now Nvidia's at that spot. You might see a little bears in there. If they want to. This is still a higher low though. So at the moment, if the bears don't step in here to give us a lower high, that would still be trending bullish. Mhm. For Nvidia, it's top of the channel. All right, Google starting to drop under the 10, so that's kind of what we want. One more time. All right, Wynn's gonna be right back. All right, the waiting game continues. We're essentially right back to where we opened on the SPY, so not much difference from the opening bell, but we're still kind of sitting on that nice little gap up. We've seen a little bulls get greedy. We've seen some profit taken, and right back to the beginning. Reset, reset. Hmm. This is a 10 EMA you might be able to play on Google. I still want it lower, but we have a little bit of a downtrend. This should be right into it. Hmm. AAPL. That one's still holding. All right, I got up to $87 at the open. Those calls made some money. A little bit. As as soon as it opened though, people took some money on that one. They took their gains. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. I am back. Apple 10 EMA to the bull side. Again, I don't know if I want to trade that one. Tesla rejecting the 10 for right now. So we have to see if there's one new lower low here or if this is a double bottom. Let's see if this is any type of support on Tesla. It is. It's a major one, actually. One new lower low would probably take us into 179.69. At the moment, SPY is rejecting VWAP. See, do we have Goolsby still talking? MO selling off a little. Bob was getting a pop. A little bit. Mm, Datadog got a little pop. DDOG. Not really. Not really. Let's see. CGC. Weed stocks getting another little pop. All right, they're still on the move. Otherwise, yeah, there's no additional news. Nothing really coming across. FSLR for solar. Yep, they're up 5.5%. Holding flat for now. ALB got one more little tiny pop. See if that one continues. And then we do have potential double bottom on Tesla. SPY looks like it's still trying to come down a little bit, so I'd be holding off on double bottoms at the moment. Be looking for one new lower lows. And wave count on Google, I don't know. I mean, if this is a one, then Google's in for some deep selling. That's how two, and then three comes in. Otherwise, this could be a one, two. This is three, four, five. It just depends on how you want to read that. Mm, 163.39. And that 163.39 will be the first retest, providing Google does still want to come down. But I really want to wait for my 162.57. I'm a little greedy, a little bit. Amazon still looking good for you, Lucian. So that looks fine. I probably would have my stops raised a little bit though. About half, yeah, that makes sense. That does make some sense. Um, Come on, Google, could you drop already? Could you come down like a little bit more? Single digit code. What are you talking about? Wednesdays, I love how Apple had great earnings before the open yesterday. Crawled up less than $3 after that all day. Then has $13 move after the close last night. Yeah, they're trying to trap as many people. Yeah, the range was 173 to, yep. But yeah, it was less than $3. But at this point, even at 184, those calls are still making money. But now you're getting killed. If you're still holding calls and they expire today, now you're just going to get killed with a little theta. Yeah. Yeah, Apple doesn't, I mean, typically it doesn't move crazy, except for like one breakout day here, 175. That was a good one, $7 move. Nice gap. It was a gap and go. It wasn't even a great one. I'd imagine it would have been better at 169.25. I think it was news on Apple that day, though. All right. Softy, that one's starting to come down a little. Let's see. Google, I really kind of want to still wait for my price. Very, very interested. If we were to do a 618 where we think we should get our first bounce, that's going to be 163.65. Yes, no, want that one lower. 10 EMA on Nvidia. That might be an interesting short if this market wants to collapse. Not that it's gonna collapse, but 878.43, 878.43. We do have the lower high in there, which I'll take advantage of. 888.84, maybe. Double bottom on the SPY. My personal day trade Nvidia. That's still a $10 move. We got to get to 866. It's not bad. For 1.2, we need 865.93. That's not horrible. This was a one. This becomes a two. We're about to hit the three. Apple trying to go bullish. It's not going to give us a 10 EMA. Trend line would be something like this, which is where we're popping into now. And Google. Google 10 EMA to the bear side. So yeah, it's kind of low. Kind of low to go short. Buy is below the 10. It's also below VWAP. Apple's trying to go bullish. Square. There's that wave 5, I think, on Square. Let's see if we can make a play somewhere in this one. Let me see it on the other chart. That might be a decent 10 EMA on Nvidia. 876.83. 6.83. It's like Google's curling at POC, probably gonna ride that all day now. 884.39. Yeah, I'm not really interested in doing anything with Google unless I get my price, to be honest. All right, so we go with this one, 876.83 by 884.39. Providing that this candle closes green on Nvidia. And I'll put that in Slack as well. Options, Nvidia, shares. They don't want to stay, no, they don't want to stay green for us. Google's getting a pop. What's your deal, Googs? What's your deal? And this is a new lower low. So that double bottom on Tesla did not hold. Again, depending on how you want to read the chart, this could either be wave 5, which it kind of looks like. All right, I'm gonna set that trade up. We also said the 888 target for Nvidia today, and that one was already hit. Google's bouncing off yesterday's low. And no, I just wanted a little bit lower. Like we were good. I'm kind of waiting for this wave 5. I just wanted like one more. I want to do like what Tesla's doing. Yeah, so Nvidia is a pennant. That's kind of why I like it though. So number one, we hit the target where we have daily resistance 888 and change up here. Now we got that lower high in. So it could easily do this, but now you have that bearish Teddy May set up in there too, where I think if we start to break this candle down, then we're starting to break this pennant to the downside. SPY is still working on maybe a little double bottom. Again, the rest of the market is still kind of bullish. I really don't want to go bearish on anything. I'll probably be taking a 1.2 target, which on the setup that we have, it's 867.55 or 75. And then if this does what it's doing now and we get a close above the 10, then we'll just go cancel. Mm. Google setting up with another 10 mates at the bull side. None of them are closing. If this candle closes green as a new 10 mate, we technically could get our entries up higher, but I like that candle breakdown, if anything. And what was it? Was that PMI? I don't know. I don't even know what number it was. ISM? Whatever number that was, I think it was ISM. But we got killed on it. Lots of volume, came right back down, held support. We haven't been flushing since. But all of this action is slightly pretty much underneath that high volume candle. So that will be a tough one to take out. All right, well, filled. Mm, Targets on this one. Let me get my targets out real quick. Target is target is 867.75, just in case I don't have time. Let me edit this. 867.5. Let's see what happens here. Let me get this mapped out. Video. 3 minutes. $67.75 is target. Bearish entry. 876.83. And stop on this one is 884.39. That wasn't a horrible close for us. I was immediately expecting a trap. So I got that one set up. So, and if we can work these stops down, we're also below the VPOC for today. SPY kind of came down a little bit as well. Google's getting a little bouncy. I guess Google's doing the opposite day. So if the market goes up, Google's going down. Hmm. We got the 10 crossing the VWAP, so that's good. Volume. I don't even want to talk about volume. Yeah, it is Friday. So it's Friday. We're typically gonna have light volume, especially after usually the market already makes a big move. And the market already has a big move. So now it's all about how do you want to position? It's not even about today, it's about how do you want to position for next week? You want to lock some of the gains in if you're profitable. Does people have to try to battle back and reassess their positions for next week? Volume went to the club. Google's got a 10 mate to the bull side. It's just not at my location. They're trying to go without me. It'd be just rude. Mm, another good close for us for Nvidia. Definitely still have a lot of work cut out for us to get to targets. And with Nvidia, I'll go with the official rules. So official rules, we won't move stops for 7 candles. Well, yes, sell and may go away. So why is today going long? Why is everyone bullish today? Like everything is still positive except for Tesla. Tesla went from green to red. That's gross. They're doing their thing already. Let's see who's calling. Yeah, spam. Spam call. Nothing to worry about. Market's trying to get a little bounce. Trying. 1, 2, 3. Still says Baba still holding calls. They getting popped. BA. Yeah, I got shares, but I'm not selling those. Yeah, Baba's I mean it's still up after a big massive day yesterday. It's pretty fantastic. Little rest today, and then maybe we continue the journey next week. It's got some room. You do have earnings coming up. I think it's Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Potentially. Mm, Google back to 165. Okay. VWAP is approaching. Moment of truth. And we got Nvidia's still below that little bit of a downtrend, which is good. Still below the 10, still below the VWAP. SPY looking for a little bounce in it. Mm, Coinbase getting some selling back to the almost initial reaction. And we've been in this one for 1, 2, 3, 4 candles on Nvidia. All right. Hmm. Google broke the channel. Yeah, that is a higher low there too. Depends if it hangs out here. I mean, yeah, would be an interesting spot for that little trap. What do you got? Is that 166.50? Looks like what's that blue line on your chart? Is that the 200? That's the 100? Got you. Let's see. Google GOOGL daily charts. I mean, that looks like a bear trap and a half. If we could get back to, well, I mean, it's a big move. We're at the little big kind of support resistance that we were talking about before that we kind of crushed through it. So if we get above 165.51, that should take targets into that 166.62 zone, which is no volume there, it's just more of that's more or less the closing price of yesterday. And then we might even have targets of 167.11 if things go crazy, but we will need the entire market to kind of bounce. And then after that, I mean, if we get a close anywhere, like if today closes above, providing there's no black swan over the weekend, but we got 167.12, anything above that, yeah, we have room all the way back to probably 171.85. Your charts like Newsom's, except black and white candles. Yeah, he loves the black and white candles. I just can't get used to him. I don't know why. It's just all what you've been doing forever. Mm. Then he made bullish on Microsoft. I kind of want to move my stops on Nvidia, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only candle number 5, so we'll give it another. Like nothing's really happening. So we'll give it 6 more minutes after this candle closes. Still got the 10, still got the VWAP, still got the VPOC from today. And then hopefully we get stops down a little bit. Mm. Impressive usage of VWAP on Google for support. Baba chilling. Coinbase has a high wave. Interesting location on coin. Kind of back down to your last pre-market pivot. This looks like an extended 5. I don't know. That's a little. It's much bigger than this drop, I would think. Almost to the point where I could go, that's a one, two, this is three, and then we almost got to wait for one more pivot on that, I think. Hmm. Otherwise, good volume on that candle. Good volume on that high wave. But my question is, am I just buying this into a wave four, or is this actually the rebound? I think the latter, or the prior. We got one, two, three, four, five, six candles on Nvidia. We gotta wait for one more candle, and then we could probably get our stops down a little. Tesla did put in a bullish engulfing candle. SPY is still kind of working on that little bounce. We'll see. From the longer term, we got that 166.29 is that 50% retracement on Google. Maybe we hit that little resistance. I think that's roughly where you had on your chart too. Yep. Video one, two, three, four, five, six candles, getting above the 10, getting above VWAP. All right, we'll wait for one more. Stop is still pretty decent location. And SPY is above, or it's right at the 10. And then we got resistance around 5, 10.09. We would probably need the bulls to stampede in there for that. And yeah, 30 minutes essentially till lunchtime. Hmm. That would be a great candle for us if we get this current candle to go red. So if we get red, and even if we start closing into like this 877, we essentially could get our stops at that point to like 880, 880, 60. Otherwise, if this candle closes higher, our stops gotta go kind of like the 884 zone. So we'll see how this one plays out. Really don't want to see a close above this candle here, so try to keep it below 880. Mm, SPY a little bit more double bottomish now. Nvidia's going to 883 before it goes. Yeah, it could. I mean, the SPY is completely flat. The problem with playing anything bearish right now is the market is so bullish. And I think there is still some people looking for buy the dips. But 10 EMA was there, and then we did slightly get below. Like all of this still, like again, depends on where this candle closes. If I was to extend this line out, extend to the right. I don't really want to close above it. We got about 30 seconds. Halfway in this mark is essentially where we're at now, so we shall see. Nvidia. Google's pulling back a little bit, only because the market's going higher. Nvidia. Complete Doge on a daily. All right, so that was our seventh candle. We could move stops. Question is to where. Yeah, 883.08 looks like the retest spot. Mm, I'll go with 884.20. It's a new stop, 884.20. Unless we get some kind of roll down on it. We'll see. Google probably has at least one more pop into it. I do think that 166.29 is probably a decent target. It's be a one, two, three. Not sure if this wave four is done yet, but whatever it gives us, I think we get one more little pop. Mm. And all of this wave could just be part of that wave four before we kind of come back down and maybe we can get an entry around our price. Mm. Let me get that new stop on the screen. 884.20. Got a little risk off. It's a beautiful head and shoulder-ish pattern. That might be a bear trap for Google. Yeah, the only problem now with Google is you're above that big resistance. I do think this is probably some kind of wave five in this mini move up, but otherwise, volume, we got to take out 165.70. Then I think next stop is 165.95. And yeah, I even have a big volume zone at 166.62, which is what we're looking for. So, mm, buys right into that VWAP. Buy is above VWAP. You got one, two, three, four, five green candles on the vids. Coinbase is above that high wave candle. It's an interesting location. From that pre-market pivot as well. Tesla's gaining a little bit of steam. Is that a new high on the day on Microsoft? No, not yet. Not yet. Peter says I'm done for this week. Trading wise, up 3.7 with both day and swing trades. Beautiful. Thanks for your help, DJ. I find your walking through in this room very informative. I learned a lot. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. A lot of times we talk about like aliens and we talk about squirrels a lot. So, you know, if you can pull anything out of that, that's fantastic. Great job though, Peter. Nice trading this week. Beautiful. Oh yeah, we got some. Yeah, we had Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you about the passport situation. I went back. I hope the saga's done. I hope the saga's done. But they replaced that last passport agent with a new one. And when I say new, I say that loosely because I'm pretty sure she was older than the other one. So I do the same thing. I show up. I show up, and keep in mind it's in a library. So it's like you walk through, everyone's all quiet, and then like you have to go to the back of the library. It's like this little one closet, and the door's got glass windows all over it. So like you can see through the entire office. And like last time I went there, and there was like the family of six ahead of me, so I had to wait for like an hour. So now I show up, I look through the windows. I was like, oh, there's nobody in there. This is gonna be good. I'm liking this. This is gonna be fantastic. She's just in there by herself. So I get there, and I'm like, this is a glass window, so she could obviously see that I'm there. I'm like right on time. She knows she's got the appointment scheduled because why else would you have an appointment? And then she does nothing. She's she's just texting on her phone, and I'm standing out there, and I'm like, I don't know if I should knock because I don't want to be rude because she could obviously see I'm here. She's just there texting on her phone, and I'm just standing there like a big idiot, like dead quiet. Nothing, nothing's happening. And I don't know what to do. Like, there's no like. Usually, you go into a place, there's like music playing at least. Like, give me some like Tommy Two Tones, like 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9, something I could jam out to while I'm just waiting. But it's just awkward silence. And then after like 5 minutes of me just standing in front of her window, she finally answers the door. She's like, "Oh, okay, come in." I was like, "Oh, keep in mind, this is the office size is the size of a closet. Like, it's I sit down like right across from her, and then she starts getting into like the paperwork, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, no, I was just texting my other agent to see if she could fill in. I'm kind of feeling sick today." I was like, "Sick today?" And my COVID-19 instincts that I've been developing for the last 2 years just kicked in. So I'm trying to like wheel my chair back. My hand reflex went right for my N95 mask. I was like, "Oh no, don't do it. Don't get me sick." So we get through the paperwork. We're like, okay, we're pretty much done here. And I was like, don't I have to sign a paper? Isn't that the whole reason I'm here in the first place? She's like, oh yeah, you can sign it. And I'm like, okay. So I sign it, and she's like, okay, you're done. I was like, well, do you have to sign it too? And then is the weird part. She's like, yeah, I do have to sign it. And then I look at her, and then she's looking at me, and we have like a little staring contest. I'm in my head. I'm like, so could you just sign it already? Like, could I just see that you signed? She's like, yeah, I'll sign it. Don't worry. And then she won the contest. I was like, okay, I guess I'm good here. I'll take your word that you're so. I don't know. We'll see when that paperwork comes back. I might have to go in for a third visit. I was like, why wouldn't you just sign it now? Like we're actively talking about it. You could just grab the pen and you're already holding it in your hand. Very, very strange. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. And then, but then I asked her too. I was like, why don't I was like, because I didn't do expedited passport, like so you get in time because I had enough time on the first time I went. I was like, okay, this is more than enough time. But now 3 weeks went by. I'm like, yeah, cutting close to the trip. And my goal was to see if she'd be like, yeah, I'll like expedite it for you or something. So I was like, is it gonna be enough time, you think? Or she's like, well, did you pay for the to get it done quicker? I was like, no, because I have time. She's like, oh. She's like, well, would you want to do that now? Like if we could do it. She's trying to upsell me at the library, the passport thing. She's like, if we could do it for you, is that something that you'd want to do now? I was like, I didn't bring another check with me, lady. So, so I got you only take checks, and I didn't bring checks with this. And then she's like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. And I was like, so why bother with the upsell in the first? Why don't you just, if you really thought it was gonna be fine, why don't you just lead with like you'll be good? It'll be all right. No, she's trying to upsell me at the library. This 90-year-old lady trying to handle my passport papers. So I don't know. I hope I don't have to go back ever again. That's after this passport expires, I'm never traveling. That's it. I'm staying in my house. That's it. But yeah, no, the passport people that drive me absolutely insane. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. I get the weird, strange feeling that this is not the end of them, but hopefully taken care of. Microsoft almost new highs. Nvidia's back above that trend line, which I don't like. Can't really move stops too much. I'm still looking for this 803.08. We're right into that little potential spot, but then SPY is kind of bouncing again too. Yeah, everything kind of got that little bit of a strong move. EMD, I think still kind of just in big shop fest though. Held that support on AMD at least. Again, I would love to get my stops down a little bit lower. I just don't have a real location to do it. What's our current stop on this one? Current stop is 884.20. AMD's running the view app. Yeah, I feel like they pretty much all are. Hmm. At the moment, at least Google did pass the 10. I think we still get that one more pop on Google. We'll see. We're not, I don't even think we're at from the initial drop. I don't even think we're at the 50% retracement on this. Hmm. We're right on it. You going from pre-market though? Yeah, pre-market, I don't have it till 165.90 from regular hours, yeah. SPY is almost back to that opening price. We opened somewhere at 511.15. Matt says he missed his bus. Like an actual bus? You're supposed to go somewhere? Because if you're going somewhere on a bus out of country, make sure you get your passport at least 7 years in advance. Oh, TNDM. Yeah. Were you the one that brought that one up earlier? Somebody did. We going short on that one? Or you want to go long at this little move, maybe? Yeah, besides that opening, just kind of rampage. Since then, it hasn't done too much. It says, "What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?" Beer nuts and deer nuts. I don't know. Beer nuts are $2. Deer nuts are under a buck. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Okay. Yeah, Matt, if you were to take TMD, I think that was off of earnings though. Yeah, they had earnings last night. Mm, stay down, Nvidia. Stay down. I know you're not accustomed to that. All right, 10 EMA to the bear side setting up on Google. SPY gave us a one candle pullback, but it is above VWAP still. Yeah, all the action. Yeah. The only way you could have got into this one, I mean, you had to be aggressive at open, but like that high wave candle maybe would have gave you your entry if you're like real quick. And then you'd already be out of this trade by, I'm sure, somewhere up in the zone. Otherwise, they gave you nothing else to move off of. Everything else has just been it just pulling back. Mm, and I want Nvidia to get back underneath that trend line that it's just grinding on. Maybe. Coins creeping a little. Yeah, you got the 10 right there. You got one, two, three, four, five candles bullish in a row. Again, that high wave break was good. I'd be curious to see if we get back to that for the retest spot. You touch on how to tell if resistance becomes new support. Um, resistance becomes new support. Yeah, so typically, I mean, it depends on where. Let's see. Trying to find one on the chart. So for new resistance to become support, we'd have to be looking at something. Maybe on the SPY. Maybe. So like this was obviously a resistance, right? So we this was the first of all, this was the previous support. So we kind of came down, got the doji right above it. We took off. We came right back into it. This candle slowed down here, and now this broke support. Right, broke kind of that last pivot. Once we broke it, the spot we came back to was right into that. So now that was our previous resistance. Well, that was our previous support. That just became resistance. We're kind of back into it now, right? We broke it, and now the question is, do we hang on to it? So if I was looking at the support resistance on SPY, I would think that this little setup, this red candle is going to be extremely important because I don't know if we're just going to wick past it and then we're just right back below that resistance. Like that could happen. So to try to avoid that, if I was to go bullish on the SPY or thinking the SPY is going bullish, I probably want to see that candle now be taken out. So this would be my new entry, right? Because now this should be retesting that old resistance. And if I'm like, hey, this thing is right at this key area, if we start to break above this, then that red candle is more of the retest into it, and I'm able to get that breakout on it. So you probably have some kind of, even on what is this, TNDM? You had your first initial bounce here, right? We got back down to that. We had another little bounce. They tried, and then we broke through. So now that became the resistance here. I would think that this is the resistance here. So this is our current resistance on T. So we'd have to get above this, come back, retest it, show me that it wants to hold, and then you're probably looking more bullish. Make sense? But yeah, it's all about that retest. All right, Nvidia trying still a little too soon. We still got 10 more minutes. We'll see if Nvidia could drop down, maybe get past that VWAP again. Otherwise, I think I gotta kind of lower my stops. 884.09 I'll go with. So 884.09 for now. 884.09. New stop on Nvidia. I would like to get it to like 882.93. Still kind of aggressive. Mm. And then with all this time consolidating on the vids, that's gonna bring up the, I think I had the 200 down there on a 3 minute. I almost want to just bail on Nvidia because the market does look decent. So again, that was kind of the retesting to support. And then if the SPY can break through that red candle, we gotta kind of look at where the next spot was. Maybe that pre-market right into the opening price. So somewhere around this 511.20, 25, something like that. And then if we get a little higher, 511.54, that's where this candle started to break down. That has not been retested yet. A little bit of a slight bullish path ahead of us. And then ultimately, I think 513 could hit today if we start to break out of this probably 512 zone. There's my best stop on my chart, 884.09. Video. Yeah, so this is my last day in the room for a bit. It was tough, and I have a daughter on the way. Oh, beautiful. Congratulations. Be heading back to work for a little bit so I can build an account, generate returns that can replace my job and income. Yeah, so just keep in mind, there could be rough months trading. It happens. It was April, very shaky. But congrats on the daughter. Just keep in mind it's a progression. So keep adding to the accounts when you get paid. Make sure you get that long-term account going as well. Right? So just make sure you get at least 10%. Like that's your pay. That's your pay for your labor. That's money you can build up over time, find some cheap companies, and then over time that will build. And keep looking at the swing trades because if you're working, you're not going to be in front of the computer to day trade as much. But good way to kind of build up the account as well. But yeah, congratulations, man. Is that your first kid? Ah, first one. First one. Yep, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. It gets it gets different. It gets different. But actually, you know what? It actually helps to prepare, like it actually makes your trading a little bit better in a weird way. Not at the very beginning. The very beginning, you're all stressed out, and the kid wakes up and like different times, and you're like, "Oh, what's happening?" But like once you settle into like the new situation, the new life, now it's like you actually have something to trade for, and your trading actually will get like you're gonna see yourself taking more control trades, like not having to jump in. There's a little bit more on the line. So, but that's awesome, man. Yeah, Cindy says things are gonna change. Absolutely. And it is for the better. So fantastic. Party with your bros until you puke now becomes now. Yeah, but yeah, when is the due date? If it's like in the next hour, you don't have time to go, no. I wouldn't recommend like she's being born in an hour from now. You don't have time to go party. Financial stress on the family. But yeah, so that's what I said. Like the trading, especially if like and you have good solid trades, but the longer you day trade, the longer you're in it, like you'll see progression. But there's going to be up, down, like up months, down months. There'll be times where you're just stressed out trading. You're like, especially as you're newer, just kind of get your feet under you. But in the meantime, the one thing that just never ever fails is the long-term account. Like make sure you get that long-term account. Uh, and then as you kind of build it up, well, you look for some long-term accounts for her. Well, that'd be helpful for her. But yeah, like you'll have down days on the long-term account, but you have ownership of shares. Like you still own companies. That's why I make sure to say it as much as possible. The biggest life-changing thing you could ever do is that long-term account. And the greatest source to wealth is income, right? And we're just trading for income, and then it's not so much if you win on a trade, lose on a trade. Your account will grow as progression, but what you do with your wins, what you do with your losses, that ultimately provides you wealth in the long term. And if you have a job, you got that income coming in. I mean, you've already got that steady paycheck. Just make sure that you're not paying all the bills first. Like you'll be able to control the bill portion of it, but make sure you pay yourself first, and then use that money to build up that account. And that will be the smartest thing. Like it's gonna be, it's not the sexiest thing. It's boring. But in 10 years from now, that would be like, oh man, I'm so grateful I did it. The change in funded accounts changed my plans a bit, and my personal account is a bit small. So yeah, that's fine. It's everybody has their own time frame. Everybody has their own time frame of how they move and when the time is right for them. But opportunities come to those who seek and that are ready for it. So by you hoarding some cash on the side, investing now, go slow with it, build up everything, and then you'll look back and you'll be like, man, as far as it might seem out of the way now, 10 years from now, you look back and be like, that was quick. So, yep, there's no substitute for screen time. Absolutely. But all right, guys, Jeremy's gonna be piling into this room very, very shortly. So we'll end this room now. Miguel, are you around next week or is today your last day? No, today's last day. All right, Miguel. Well, I can't wait to see you back. Stay in touch. Make sure you shoot me emails, shoot me messages when you can. Reach out to me any way I can help you. I would love to. Congratulations on your daughter. For everybody else, have an absolutely incredible weekend. We'll run it up again next week.